Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Words. I'm your host Caroline, and today we have a particularly delightful treat for all you literary foodies out there. Now, I know many of you have tried your hands at whipping up some delectable dishes. Crafting a story is a lot like preparing a gourmet meal. You need the right ingredients, the perfect technique, and a dash of creativity. We begin with a base of setting, then stir in a handful of protagonists and antagonists, layer it with plot, add in some conflict, and sprinkle in some figurative language for that extra kick. Maybe we get extra fancy and add in some irony, or an allusion. Now, you're cooking. And today we're focusing on one secret dish that makes a truly tasty tale. Today we'll be cooking up some tasty aside dishes. That's right, not your typical side dishes, but aside dishes. Grab your apron and let's get cooking. In this video, you'll learn about asides and how they contribute to an author's tone. You'll practice with a few examples, and then you'll get a weekly preview of your assignments. We'll end with some reflection questions to ask while you read your final short story for this unit, The Gift of the Magi. An aside to the reader is a dramatic literary device in which the narrator momentarily speaks directly to the reader to offer opinions or commentary. It's like that delicious side dish you add to your entree. It's not always front and center, but it leaves a distinct, unforgettable impression. In stories, when narrators or characters share asides, it's like they're whispering a secret to us, which makes us feel part of their inner circle. These moments stand out and provide insight into what's going on in the story. For instance, when a character in a story says something like, "She smiled at him, but, dear reader, if you only knew what she was truly thinking." That's an aside. It's a direct bridge between the character or narrator and you. You're the dear reader that they mention. When looking for asides, pay attention to any time the narrator addresses you directly. Now, they're not going to say your name, but you might notice the phrase dear reader or dear friends or even just plain you. William Sidney Porter, a master chef in the world of literature, often seasoned his tales with asides. Now, why do authors, especially someone like O. Henry, sprinkle these into their stories? The purposes of an aside are many. They can add humor, foster a sense of closeness, build suspense, or even hint at plot twists as foreshadowing. In O. Henry's work, asides often give readers a deeper understanding of characters in order to set the tone and mood of the story. He also used asides to add in his signature humor and witty commentary about characters, settings, or society as a whole. Asides can captivate readers by offering fresh viewpoints or unexpected details. Let's take a look at an example. Can you identify the tone that the author creates with this aside? She gazes out of the window, her eyes fixed on the horizon. It might look serene, dear reader, but a storm is brewing beyond those clouds. So, what tone does that aside create? Was it inspiring, hopeful, foreboding? A storm brewing beyond a calm horizon seems to hint at coming trouble or problems. This aside creates an ominous and foreboding tone. Asides, as you can see, are potent tools in storytelling. Whether they're revealing secrets, setting the tone, or simply adding a dash of commentary, they're the zest that makes our literary experience truly gourmet. Now that we've savored the delightful taste of asides, let's take a sneak peek into our menu for the week ahead. You'll begin by learning about point of view and learning a little more about asides to the reader. Then you'll be reading your final short story for this unit. You'll analyze figurative language and allusions within the story and end the week by writing an irony analysis. Each of these activities is meant to enrich your palate. By the end of the week, you'll be serving up insights and analyses like a Michelin-starred chef. This week, you'll be reading one of the most iconic O. Henry tales, The Gift of the Magi. This holiday-themed tale has plenty of asides, allusions, figurative language, and a twist of irony. Once you reach the end of this tale, I want you to consider the following questions. How might the allusions, figurative language, and irony support the theme of this story? How do the asides to the reader make you feel throughout the story? What is O. Henry trying to convey with them? Wow, we've done a lot of cooking in this episode. Well done today, chefs! The world of literature is as vast and varied as the world of cuisine. Each time you read, it's like you're tasting a new dish and savoring a new flavor. As you read The Gift of the Magi and reflect on the asides within, think of yourself not just as a reader, but as a culinary critic, savoring every bite and understanding the depths of its flavor. Thank you for joining me on this delectable journey today. Keep your aprons on, sharpen those knives of insight, and remember, dear reader, to always be clever.
Hey, hey.